The World Health Organization just made a recommendation that could change how millions of people think about hearing aids. And it has nothing to do with hearing better. It has to do with protecting your brain. If you or someone you love has hearing loss, you need to hear this. I am Chuck Smith, owner of Affordable Hearing, with locations in Rochester, Logansport, and Lafayette, Indiana. For years, researchers have been studying the connection between hearing loss and dementia. Now, for the first time ever, the World Health Organization has officially issued guidance saying that hearing aids may help reduce the risk of cognitive decline and dementia in adults with hearing loss. Now, let's be clear because this is important. The WHO is not saying hearing loss causes dementia. And they're not saying hearing aids prevent dementia. What they are saying is that untreated hearing loss is one of the modifiable risks for dementia. In other words, it's one of the few risk factors we may actually be able to do something about. So why would hearing affect your brain? Researchers believe there are three main reasons. First, when you don't hear well, your brain receives less sound stimulation. Just like any other part of the body, the brain works best when it's being used. Second, your brain has to work much harder just to figure out what people are saying. Instead of focusing on understanding the conversation, it's spending all of its energy simply trying to decode the words. And third, many people with hearing loss begin avoiding conversations, family gatherings, restaurants, church, or even social events because it's exhausting or embarrassing to keep asking people to repeat themselves. Over time, less stimulation, more mental effort, and reduced social interaction may all contribute to cognitive decline. That's why wearing hearing aids may help. When you hear more clearly, your brain doesn't have to work as hard to process speech. You stay engaged in conversations. You stay connected with family and friends. And you continue giving your brain the stimulation it needs. One statistic from the World Health Organization really stood out to me. They estimate that if hearing loss could be eliminated at the population level, about 7% of dementia cases might be prevented. That's a pretty powerful reason not to ignore hearing loss. If you've been putting off getting your hearing checked because you think it's not that bad yet, or I'm just getting older, this is your reminder that hearing health is about much more than your ears. It's about staying connected, staying engaged, and potentially supporting your long-term brain health. Have you ever heard that hearing loss could affect your brain? Let me know in the comments and follow along, because I'll continue breaking down the latest hearing health research into plain English that actually makes sense.